All right, so this is Firo Atem. We won this from the Jack and Invincible tournament that I played in. First ever tournament on Yu-Gi-Oh. I had a good time. So shout out to them for hosting the tournament and inviting me to play in the tournament. So I won this. This Funko Pop playing Master Duel. Master Duel is the first time I've ever played Yu-Gi-Oh ever. I have Duel Links here, but Duel Links here is just like for show. Like I downloaded, I never played this game ever. I just added to the team to library because it was free. I was like, okay, maybe I get a Yu-Gi-Oh, but I never did. So my only time playing Yu-Gi-Oh ever is Master Duel. I watched the show. I watched the first show like with Firo Atim and freaking Yugi Moto and Joey Wheeler and Tristan and all of them and Bakura. But then I didn't like I never saw like 5Ds or Sexo or any of the new shows. So this is my first time actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So I fell in love with Yu-Gi-Oh randomly because it was like I was like I'm just gonna try it out because it was at a time where like Call of Duty is so terrible, so I can't play COD now. Hoping that it gets better. And then like I was kind of like tired of playing Pokemon Showdown, so Yu-Gi-Oh came at a perfect time, right? And I've been grinding this game ever since. So this is the deck I had for the tournament. It is a pure Lyraless. And honestly, like I was having a tough time, right? Because the rules said like you could have it was single archetype, right? So obviously I knew that. I was thinking like, okay, my archetype will be Lyraless, and then I would have like support archetype. It said like 18 support cards, right? Not archetypes. So I was like, okay, that means in my mind I could play a freaking Lyraless, and then support for that would be Tri Brigade. No, that's not how it worked. So it had to be pure Lyraless. So I was confused. So shout out to Invincible for uh taking his time to like tell me like, okay, no, this is how you have to play it. This is how uh the rules work. Honestly, I had no idea. I'd never like played Yu-Gi-Oh before, like in the tournament wise. So I had no idea what that meant. So shout out to him for explaining to me what exactly that meant. It was pretty good deck, but in practice I was breaking so hard. I was breaking six 70-80% of the games I played in ranked in private matches. It was just like bricking. I was having a terrible time. So I was like super not confident at all. And I'm gonna get into the first match I played versus Shaq. And I'll show you and give you some insights on like what I had in my mind, right? So first round versus Shaq. Um, and honestly, like this hand right here, perfect, right? I was so shocked because again, in practice, my hands were breaking all the time. So with this hand here, I couldn't be mad about it at all. And as we're gonna see here, so Shaq breaks turn one, right? And I'm gonna double speak this. And so Shaq actually has a pretty good hand for going second, right? If Shaq had gone second, he would have had a great hand, and probably won this duel. So really, I got lucky here versus Shaq, and he had like the ass box from here. I'm pretty sure he had a Ghost Ogre as well. So he had like not the Ghost Ogre, the Ghost Bella. So he had ways to stop me. It worked out good for him, but I just go into Recital Starving here, and then crash into his face down defense monster because he activates the ass box from right here too. I'm pretty sure. So good plays on his part right here, and having two hand traps is good. But thankfully his monster was face down, so I was able to just like attack it and do the piercing damage for both of us, and then go to Zeus. Now generally I don't ever like I run Zeus in my deck obviously, but I don't really use Zeus because and my friends have told me this because I have friends that have like been to Yu-Gi-Oh like regionals and nationals and all this stuff. Like they actually play the game. And they're like, Pat's like you don't play you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh or Lyrless the way that's supposed to be played because they tell me that like Lyrless is supposed to be a purely like defensive deck with like hyper offense occasionally. But me, I only play for offense. So as you'll see later in the tournament, whenever I upload those, I mostly go for hyper offense. Um, and that's kind of like Lyric's kind of like works me because of that. So I get a like not a big like draw here, but I mean it's fine. And honestly, I'm just attacking him, trying to get this duel over with. And then probably the like most important card that saved me a lot was the Lyric's Phantom Feathers, which is like this trap card, which lets you if you have a Lyreless monster on the field, you can change the attack of your opponent's monsters to like the level of Lyreless. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard and then give your Lyreless cards the same attack as the monster. So Shaq does a good play here, which bounces my freaking Zeus off the field. But if he would have simply attacked me here next turn right here, so he has about like 4 or 5 monsters on the field, and like I was like in my mind, I think I'm like, okay, he attacks me here, right? Just one time, just 2 monsters on the field, he can attack me, and then I'm basically just done here, right? But I learned later that Marincess, it's all about something that freaking link 4, and then going into like all the stacking and doing high damage to you. So it kind of worked out for me. But had Shaq known like just attack me, and I'd probably get smoked, then like this probably the end of the duel, and then I'll lose freaking I'll lose game 1, and then I'll be down 0-1 going into game 2. But unfortunately, I have freaking again the Phantom Feathers in the graveyard right here. Save my ass so many times, because if this matches our attack points, I survive. And then I draw the card I need, which is Bird Call. Shout out to Bird Call, because like I originally had 2 in my deck, but freaking Invincible said like, hey, you have to run one more Lyrilless card to have it be in the rules. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna add in a Bird Call. So I added in a Bird Call, and that came out clutch. So shout out to him for for doing so. And then I go to we start out Starling, and start out Starling leads me into. So this isn't supposed to be the freaking boss monster I learned, but this is my boss monster. All right, freaking a Simple Nightingale is so key. You'll see later on, like this card carries me through the whole tournament. Like damn near, like after I get out of the first round, a Simple Nightingale is just running havoc on everyone. I would say like that's probably the strongest card in my deck, or at least the way I use it. That card paired with freaking Bird Sanctuary is so key. And it really just showed throughout the tournament how strong that card was, getting me out of a lot of situations, stalling for a turn to get an extra draw. And honestly, besides game 2, which you'll see soon, I didn't really brick at all in the tournament. So it was really just a fun thing. So he's going to summon some things here. It's not going to matter, because after this a Civil Nightingale card resolves its effects, then I no longer I can't take damage at all for the turn. So I'm safe. So after that happened, I was safe. The duel's over, and then I win that game. We go on to game 2. Game 2, I lose here. So again, like if Shaq would have attacked me, right, and didn't break for turn 1, like he probably wins the freaking series 2-0, and I get first rounded. But like the heart of the cards didn't play out in his favor, played out in mine, and we pulled through. Shaq beats me here turn game 2, because game 2 I had like this was right here. This is without a doubt the worst hand I had the whole tournament. It wasn't close. Like I never had a bad like a worse hand in practice. This is terrible. I was hoping I drew a freaking like Lyrilless card. Didn't happen. So Shaq gets the dub here for me game 2. It's pretty like clean. And honestly like the best thing for me was that even like if I had lost, I still learned a lot, right? Because in rank play, right? For rank play master duel, majority of the games I play is freaking Sorcerer, or now at least it used to be freaking like rank play. I would play freaking Trizu, I would play freaking a Dragon player, Eldritch, the freaking Dinosaur, King of all Calamities players, like all that crap, right? And then occasionally a Mongo player. But this game it was fun because it was so many new decks I played against, so that I had a good time because of that. So Shaq goes out here, beats my ass. I lose, never get the cards I need, and then the duel's kind of over after that. I mean, Rogaki, honestly, I kind of just thought for a while, but it didn't really matter. Shaq was getting me out of here, and he did. So shout out to him. He won game 2. And then that was the end of game 2. I got smoked. We go to game 3, which I was like, okay, cool. This is all that matters, chat. I was telling my chat like, I need to win one more game to advance. If I don't, I just lose top 16. I'm out of there. I probably in my stream early and just go on about my day. But thank God the harder cards pulled through for game 3. And low key, like, this is when like the first time I was like, hey, yeah, this is the hand I need. Like these hands are perfect. Like anytime I had this hand in ranked and freaking casual, I'm confident that I could win the duel. And thankfully, Shaq didn't have any interruptions here, like in the Nibiru or Ash Blossom or Ghost Bell or whatever. So I was safe here. And honestly, like looking back on it, like I played really well. But also I kind of misplayed a lot too. Just small things that I saw when I was looking back on the game tape. Like, damn, I could have did this or this and been so much better. But again, first turn, my ideal setup is this. This is like my ideal like hand to have for turn 1, and then I'm able to go here and then maneuver my way to basically an easy win here, because this board is hard to beat. Like, I'm gonna get a freaking Utopia Drake Future, which is gonna like stop all your effects, and then my other card will be the Simple Nightingale. So I was pretty much cruising for the first round. After that, it's like, okay, cool. I felt good here. I was like, okay, this is okay. Wait. So let me go back. So right here is a misplay, right? So what I should have done for this right here, right? I should have sacrificed. I should have sacrificed this card right here, and then I would have had 4 materials for my Simple Nightingale. But I didn't do that. So again, small things that I would normally do just under like a non-pressure situation didn't happen in this duel, but it was fine overall. But had I, thought about that, it didn't matter at the end of the day, thank God. But it could have cost me in the end. So thank God that worked out. And then I'm pretty sure I one turn Shaq here. So after he goes, this clears. I take one of his cards and it's pretty much over. And okay, so real quick, the Bird Sanctuary here is so key, right? So this card, what it does is that if you have an XYZ monster, you can draw one card if it has 3 or more materials, and also you can fuse 2 Layerless cards together. So that drawing power is so key. That's why like Pottery is banned, because you can't just like draw cards. So that helped me out a lot. And this winds down to the end of the tournament, or the end of the first round. I take his card away, the princess, and from here it's just smooth sailing. He can't play after that, and this is the end of the duel because I get the card I need. I summon it. Game 2 is over at this point. I have a 3 size drawings for a reason. I'm gonna use those, and bada bing bada boom, I'm gonna get him out of here. I'm gonna fuse them together, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. So that was the first one versus Shaq. And honestly, after this, right, I don't think I bricked again. Like, I bricked one time, and that was kind of it, which is shocking to me because again, in practice, I was getting so many bricked hands, rank play bricked hands. But thank God it worked out, and that didn't happen after that point. So I'm gonna do part 2, probably now, but I'm just gonna end the video here for part 1, and then I'm gonna do part 2 versus my next opponent.